ルフィ、私はあなたの決定に従うけど、海賊の同盟には裏切りがつきものよ。人を信じすぎるあなたには不向きかもしれない。
え、お前裏切んのか？
いや。やろな！ちった疑え！
Hey everyone. So after my poll this week, it looks like Sanji did eventually beat out the Ace versus Whitebeard. So because Ace and Whitebeard came out in second place, I am going to just do them in some sim videos. So just real quick going over the list. The main thing you want to do is the Ace stacker into some of these 4-drops. There's a lot of decent options here in the Atmos and the Marco. And then go into a Jozu, picking up some of your searchers or early game plays, and then maybe going into Odin or in Nine Dawn, being able to play out this. I will make Whitebeard King to play out one of these double attacking Whitebeards. So that's just kind of a general version of the deck. Things that I would be interested in, maybe. I took this list from a European list, I think, that did pretty well. So rather than innovate too much right now, I just wanted to test it out. But here's the list, and let's go ahead and hop into some games. All right, first up we have Bonnie. This will be an interesting one. I get to pick turn order here. So I think versus Bonnie, I think I'm going to go first, trying to get that ace curve. And we have a really great setup here for it, so we're going to keep this, and we're going to play out this Issho into Marco into Ace and Atmos. So we're going to play out this here. Next card we would want after Ace and Atmos, I guess, is the Odin here. Yeah, that seems like the right play here. Let's grab the Odin. He'll be quite effective against Bonnie in the future here. Alright, so we are going to use our Issho here to swing at this Bonnie. Ooh, that means we don't play the Marco. I think that's probably okay. Yeah, I think this is probably okay. Opponent doesn't have their Dawn up for leader ability. Let's see if they give me a card here. I'd be okay if they did. Then let's put 2 here, attack, and then let's go ahead and put this on top. All right, so now we have the option of either Atmos or Ace, or Atmos or Marco on our turn. If they're not going to swing in it, I am going to... I'm going to keep it around. And I think I'll take this first one. Ooh, good. We have the Jozu is a great pickup here. We do get to take advantage then of that for our 7-down turn. So here, let's just do our attack first, and then we'll decide maybe if it's worth using or playing the Marco or the Atmos here. Probably the Atmos, just to reset them on this Eroge. Let's see if they block with it. No, they do not. So I'm going to put Atmos on top, play Ace, play Atmos, reveal this event and the Whitebeard. They're going to confirm what I revealed, and then we'll bounce this Eroge to their hand. So remembering that I showed them those 2. Our opponent is stuck. I know this is a weird thing to do on Sim. I'll pass that back to them. Unfortunately, we don't have pudding, so we can't punish them for going up to a bunch of cards in hand. But I think we will be able to make it work. see what our opponent plays here. Usually you'd... and we are not going to use this. Let's see. Let's give them this Marco here. I don't think we're going to have a chance to play that one out. Particularly, Rouge again. And then a Rosie. Okay, so they're setting up for big plays here. I think it's probably correct to just do... We have 7. Can do the Jozu. They're going to be going to 8 Dawn, which is not enough to play out Kid yet. So the correct play, I think, is probably Jozu and then Odin on the following turn. If we're going to play out the Jozu to bounce Urog again, then we have 1 to spare. I'm going to just... yeah, I think this is fine. Make them decide what they want to rest now off the small swing. Because I think they're kind of incentivized to take here. Looks like they're trying to set up for the later game here. This also gives us more information on how to use the extra Dawn we have. Yeah, they just take here, which doesn't surprise me a ton. Let's see, on our next turn we will be able to do the Newgate play, which would be pretty awesome. They do give us a card. We're going to put this Whitebeard back on top again. And then we're going to play Jozu, bounce, bounce. And then we're going to play out... Do we play out this Issho? Yeah, we're going to play out this Issho, and we're going to grab... Oh, we do want to grab this Newgate. I did not think of that angle here. Yeah, we're going to grab this Newgate. I'm going to pass. 8. Oh, this is probably going to be Mihawk. I forgot about Mihawk. I forgot that they don't play kids so much anymore. Which is fine. A 5 here. I think I am actually going to use this, and we're going to put this Marco on the bottom. Blockers are really a lot worse against... interesting here. I think I will give one of these Jozus. Rogue again. Okay. So they're just playing out the same... This poor Rogue. He just comes and goes and comes and goes and comes and goes. So here, let's go with the 7 first. Yeah, and if they want to block, they have a bunch of blocks and that they just haven't used yet. Yeah, they get rid of the 6. Now here, I can do a 10 double at that, but I don't know if that's correct. Let's just go with a 5 lead here. They are getting some of these blockers off the field. Let's go with another 5 here. If they give me the second blocker... Okay, they are not. I can do the Newgate to try to force out as much as possible. Yeah, I think that's probably correct. Let's put Newgate on top, and then we'll play the 9-cost event. Confirm, play it, confirm, and then it should have rush so I can swing a 10 here. We are in a pretty strong spot here. I think our opponent being on only 5 cards, probably taking a blocker or some extra counter here. I think we're in a pretty solid spot here. This 2k or this double attacking 10k is really going to be tough for our opponent to kind of deal with here. Dofi obviously is a really strong play at this point. But I think we have managed pretty well at keeping ahead of our opponent in tempo, which I think will work to our benefit here. They get a Bonnie. They're just blockering up behind a bunch of guys. Hody Jones, they're taking here. I'm kind of surprised that they're just gonna take. I am going to protect my guys here. 6 at 8. Let's give you a 2 and a 1. Interesting here. I think it is probably correct to... I have to swing with this Newgate first, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Swinging 10 at their leader. Get one of our guys rested. Makes sense. They're gonna do the block here. Let's do 5 at Bonnie. If they use their block here, that's fine. Let's go. I'm not generally that worried, so let's actually see if we can't put one on top. Okay, so that's fine. We were hoping to find the 9 cost event there. Not finding it works out fine. Jozu doesn't quite work. Even Uzo Jozo's not strong. Atmos doesn't work here. I think we're holding up counter. We're doing 7 with 3 left. We can do 5 lead. See how our opponent plays it here. And then we can do 9. 2, 3. Yeah, I think it's correct to go 9 at Hody here. Take away their options to... Okay. And then we'll play out this Oten and pass the turn. I think we have enough counter here. Yeah, we got a good thing here. Opponent pretty bricked up. I think we would have it in the long run. Moving on to the next game though. All right, next up we have Black Purple Luffy. This one is potentially interesting. They've opted to go first. I am gonna mulligan because I don't have good mid game. Here this is pretty good. We get to do Izo Atmos, hopefully bouncing back a Zoro to kind of brick them a little bit. They do find the Rush Luffy, so I'll have to pay attention to that. Let's go ahead and grab Jozu because that's going to be a good card for us to see. And then let's go ahead and put this 10 or this 9 one on top so that we can get a little deeper. We know we're drawing the 9 cost 1. Unfortunately, Robin is one we don't really want to... We're going to take this one. This is probably... We have... What is our backup? We have a Jozu... let's see. Is it correct to use the Atmos here? I don't know that it is, in which case we probably want to go... What do we play here? Do we play out the Kingdu as a way of... Yeah, I think I will play out the Kingdu. We're just going to keep on the pressure here. Probably putting the Newgate back on top first to make sure we don't draw anything better. Yeah, we didn't draw anything better. Let's just play out Kingdu. He'll be able to swing for a 6 on the following turn, which is pretty good. Even though he will be likely swung into, although he does make a really good target for Jozu to just pick up. So that's pretty good. That does mean we have the option of using the Izo, which I think we actually, now that I think about it, we might. I don't know that the 10 drop is going to be that effective for us. with our opponent having access to as many cards as they do. So I think I'm probably going to use it in bottom deck the 10 drop. And then maybe counter out of it, depending on how big the swing is. King Do, if our opponent does go 1 and then play Sanji here, then we obviously have to keep the Izuo around. Robin here, I think that works out pretty nicely for us. We do get to bounce this. A 5 coming in. I am going to use this card action. I'm going to put this one on the bottom, and then I'm going to counter with a 1 here. And then we'll take this one. All right, so here, I feel like it might be correct to swing at their board. Let's reveal the Jozu that we plan on playing and this ace, and then we'll go a 6 here. I just don't want them to have too much access to board. I want them to be really limited on what their plays are. And then we will swing at it again if they allow us to. Jozu being one of the stronger cards in the game. 4. Don't think I can hold on to you right now. And then we'll play Jozu, pick up you, bounce you. Okay. We're in a spot where they will get to play out that Robin again if they play out. Okay, this is not my favorite thing to be hit with. Let's get 1, 2 out of the way. I'm gonna go for 7 here. I think I'm just gonna get rid of some 2Ks here. I have a bunch of cards off of these 2Ks. Jozu. Jozu's probably just a fine swing here. And then I can do Cozy. Yeah, I can do that. So let's play out Whitey Bay. Reveal you and one of my 2Ks on my leader. I'm gonna swing a 7. And then we're going to put Marco back on top. And we're going to play out this Odin to exert some kind of maximized pressure on a following turn here. Yeah, this Odin really helps me ignore. We showed you that. We'll give you that. See if they want to go at it again. I suspect they will not, because this Robin, while a reasonable attacker, is not one that they probably want to swing with. And with us having access to this Whitey Bay here, oh, they are gonna go, so we're gonna let it go. That does mean we get to swing pretty effectively into it, because we get to put, if we just do 3, 1, 2, 3, we're gonna attack into the Robin. And then we're going to bounce Whitey Bay. And then we're gonna swing 11 again. They use a giant. Okay, that makes sense. And then we get to do Whitey Bay. 1, 2. Leader. 7. And then yeah, let's just to see the card. Okay. We have this block blocking a 1k. Our opponent probably has the ability to get him off the board. They're going for it. I'm gonna block. I'm not gonna bounce anything. Let's see how much more they're willing to invest into it. They did sniff it out. That's unfortunate that I had to go so low on cards. They're gonna probably play out the Robin here. I have one giant right now. So we just go wombo combo on the Luffy here. They have to use 2 giants to even match 2 giants plus a card. They are gonna go for it. Wow. Okay. Usohachi. They are going real low on cards. We're gonna do this. Newgate here is actually quite good. Unfortunately, the Newgate means that we do not get to swing at them on the turn. Interesting here. 7. Okay. I am gonna take. We can get out of A7 here. I don't know how our opponent's gonna play it here. They're gonna go 8, 9, 9. I'm gonna take here because I can get out of one of the 9s. And I want to incentivize my opponent to take here. Okay. I am going to... Let's go ahead and take it here. Nine, we go 2k, 2k, 1k. So we have 16, which is 8 and 8, which is definitely not going to be enough. So we do 7 and 9, probably. Let's first do, well, yeah. Atmos isn't enough, so we just do 7 and 9. You're gonna get out of it though. Unfortunate. These are a lot of value, and once they get high enough, it's really tough for us to. We're going to go a 9 at. This one, I guess. And we're gonna pass here. They are searching. I just swing. I guess there is some ambiguity of whether or not I can get there. If I have 3 2Ks though. There we go. 1, 1, 1. Alright. Wow, opponent dipped out real quick. Good game to our opponent though. Alright. Ooh, this is a leader I haven't seen in a very long time. Issho here. They've opted to go first. We are pretty close here. Izzo, Marco, Jozu's probably a pretty good thing, so we will keep this. If Izzo finds a Atmos, that's a great card to find here. And then I'm going to put the 9-drop event so that I know what is coming. Yeah, Izzo, Atmos, Jozu is great tempo. Yep. I'm gonna just take that. In the event that they don't play out anything for the Atmos to get, then I just play out the Marco instead. Swing a 5 here, put the 9-drop event again on top. Confirm that. Then we'll play out Marco. Marco has the added benefit of being able to get around KO, which they are probably hoping to play. Maybe like a Garp or something like that. They have a little boon here, so they're definitely going to attempt it, but this Marco, I think, is going to be really important for us getting through, because our opponent does not have a good way of getting it off the board. Go for 6. I'm gonna counter out of here, no block. I'm gonna give you one of the King Dews. 4-drop is Laboon, which is a great card for us to. Let's see. Let's put this back on top. Let's swing a 5. Hopefully we don't get a trigger because I should have technically attacked with Marco first, I think. And then we will swing a 6. And then we will do a Jozu bounce bounce. Let's see how our opponent plays it. Need a KO for 3. Brook plus Laboon does not get there because it's only 5, and they won't have 1 for leader. If they had 1 for leader, that would be enough. 6 here. I think we're just gonna take. I don't think we're worried too much about it. Especially Issho would not be fun to run into. Okay, Garp. They will not get to restand him, which means actually this Josie is probably just fine to play into. So let's put this 9-drop event back on the top. Oh, we have a 10-drop here. Let's see. 8, we need 7 for it. Let's do a 5 at lead. And then we'll do a 7 at lead. Confirm. And then we'll play Izo, grabbing, remembering that we will not get to, we're at 8. Let's just grab another Jozu, to be honest, and then Jozu, bounce, bounce, and pass. Really putting a tax on our opponent's ability to keep up cards here. The 6 is probably going to get removed this time around with some number of cards. Laboon plus Garp will do it. They only get a 5 at lead though, which is very easy for us to get out of. And they have a Laboon that we can swing into to get cards out of their hand, potentially, before playing another Jozu, I think. Just loading their hand up with cards that don't have counter. Yeah, Laboon plus Garp, or Laboon plus Leader plus Brook. Okay, Rebecca. They're getting a Kobe, okay. Interesting choice here. They're gonna just restand the Laboon, which is fine with me. 5 we will counter out of. Let's give you one of these. We can use this Atmos to get around it. So let's go ahead and put you on top. Atmos. Let's go a 6 at lead. Let's go a 7 at lead. We can play out 2 Atmoses and put them to... Let's do Atmos and another Marco, I think is the correct play. Atmos, reveal 2 of these events. Bounce Laboon. Play Marco. This is where it's going to get a little more complicated to make this work. Their 10 Kuzans are going to start getting active here if they can find them. Rebecca's obviously always going to be a strong card. And we'll just kind of see how it goes. We do have the access to protect these guys from at least the first KO, which will help us quite a bit. Ooh, Mihawk. Suppose that is one that can be played here. A 5 at lead. I think I don't need this other Atmos here. Whitey Bay. We'll take this one. I'm not too worried. Sabo. Okay, so they have 2 blockers here. I think it's probably correct to just do our Marcos and just really get at them with the 6s. So let's put Newgate on top. Go for 6. Go for 6. Okay. So if we go for... We know they have... Do they still have the Garb? They did get rid of the Garb that we saw. If we go... let's do Whitey Bay. 1, 2. And then we have 3 left to work with. So 7. So let's go with 7 here. I should have gone maybe 8, 8. Yeah, let's go with an 8. I should have gone with an 8. They are going to take here. Is it correct to just do the Jozu play? I put a 10 beard on top. Let's bounce, bounce. So they do not get access to a lot here. They don't have very strong attacks. We have lots of cards in hand. 2 life still. I think we're in a pretty strong spot. If they keep playing Mihawks, we can still be in trouble. But I do think we're in a reasonable spot here. We have too many of these events. I really don't know if these events are the way to do it. The 9 cost event, stronger obviously. Yeah, our opponent down to just 4 cards, no life. I think we have a pretty decent shot of being able to punch through on the following turn. Some 7s, just 7s all around is probably in order, and then we probably have enough, especially with this Whitey Bay, to get in a little bit of extra on that as well. Going to 5. I'll give you 1. 2, 2, and 1. I'm going for a 6 there. Let's give 8. And then 10. Yeah, that's fine. Interesting that you opted for that one. Because that means you have less blockers. So here, put this 10 back. 7 to maximize the number of cards used. We have 1 left, which I'm not sure what they're choosing. Yeah, they didn't quite have what they needed to get through that one. Interesting deck though, Whitebeard, and yeah, this is a very interesting deck. I would be quite interested to see what the rest of their list was. Well, let's go ahead and head over to the wrap up. All right, wrapping up on this deck. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I still have not found great uses for these Newgates. They feel a little awkward in this deck. I feel like this deck really wants to be more aggressive and really aim to use this Ace, Atmos, and Jozu, and really pressure our opponents through tempo. Obviously, tempo has its limits, and you really need to be able to stick a big body. So I would probably, if I'm taking out the Whitebeards, at least these 10 beards, I'm probably adding in 2 more Odins. And I could see also switching some of these events for maybe some more 1-drops or something like that, so I can get value before these Odins and out of Jozu as well, just as ways to kind of leverage stuff. The one other thing is these don't have very good attacking bodies as they're on their own. So something to keep in mind there, because you will definitely run into spots where you end up with just your guys on these little guys on board, and your opponents deal with the bigger ones, and that can be kind of problematic. But those are just my thoughts on this leader. Congrats again to Sanji for winning this week's poll. I will let you guys know what that deck list is in a short, and then you'll see the videos start going up tomorrow. But until then, see you guys in the next one. Bye.